Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be looking at ChatGPT and how it is outperforming the 10 most popular funds in the UK, guys. That is right. It is an AI generated chat system. If you have never used it, guys, it's really cool to play around with. I've actually done some short videos with it. It is really interesting to get into ChatGPT, and a lot of people are finding a lot of uses for it. So this article is over on Finder, and it shows that overall, guys, ChatGPT is outperforming a majority of funds, which is kind of crazy to think. So quick overview, funds consisting of 38 stocks were chosen specifically from ChatGPT, has risen 4.32% in the first 10 weeks since it was created. That is right, guys. People are using the AI generated tools to go ahead and build stock portfolios, and based on the input that they're feeding in, they are getting a lot of results. And at this time, and I do not recommend doing it at this time, guys, because it is still in such an early phase of kind of the development, but overall ChatGPT has seemed to do incredibly well. Now, the fund has outperformed the 10 most popular funds within the United Kingdom, which we're going to go over, averaging together a current return of -1%. That is right, guys. ChatGPT is yielding 4.32% on the 38 stocks that it had chosen, where the regular funds are doing a -1%. The ChatGPT fund outperformed 10 of the most popular funds 44 out of 49 consecutive days since this experiment has been running over on Finder. That is 90% of the time ChatGPT has been outperforming the funds. So what is ChatGPT? It is really everywhere, guys. Everywhere that you hear about it, everything that people are utilizing for. It's disrupting, honestly, a lot of human things. When you look at, tutoring services, when you look at a lot of the educational aspect, when you look at teaching, it seems like the system has taken over a lot. And this is just a relatively basic AI system. Uses advanced machine learning techniques to generate human-like responses to inputs. Now, ChatGPT also does learn, which again is kind of the interesting part, is as this continues to grow and develop and learn, the more people that interact with it, it does learn on its own, and it will learn over time, which again is kind of crazy to think that the robots are going to take us over one day, but you never know with Terminator how it's going to come out. So what stocks did ChatGPT select, guys? Running through this list of the 38 stocks that were selected, we have Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft, Visa, Amazon, Meta, Netflix, even looking at NVIDIA, Illumina. It chose even Berkshire Hathaway made the list of the recommended stocks. And again, what they did was they took a ton of financial data, fed it all into ChatGPT. ChatGPT essentially spit out what it should be invested in, what you should be invested in. It included, again, Walmart, Lowe's, Procter & Gamble, 3M, MasterCard, a lot of the regular ones. So what is a fund? Now, to really make it a comparison, you have to know exactly what this is. So a fund is a type of investment that pools together money from investors to diversify a range of stock. So when you look at ETFs, ETFs are a fund. It actually invests in a bunch of different companies, and bringing that diversification helps spread the risk over an amount of time, guys. Now, it does not focus on one specific sector. A majority of the funds are broken into a lot of different sectors for a bunch of different investments. So what did they compare it to? This is very interesting to see, guys. So the Fundsmith, Vanguard stocks, Fidelity stocks, HSBC, there is a very specific group of funds that they kind of benchmarked this against, which again was kind of crazy to see. And then ChatGPT outperformed 90% of the days that was there. So again, they talked about of the time that it has been running, outperformed 90% of the time, and outperformed a over 4% return versus the -1 that people are seeing. But is it financially sound? Do people trust it? Now, less than 1 in 10 people, that is right, guys, 8% of people have used ChatGPT, which again, when you start getting on a global scale or a bigger scale, 8% of the population for the adoption or even using it seems pretty high. The question results, would you trust ChatGPT to go ahead and give your financial advice? Now, a lot of people, 38% of the population said they have no idea what ChatGPT is, and they would not trust it at all. Another 35% said they would not consider it for financial advice again at all. But 20%, coming in just over 19%, said they would consider using financial advice from ChatGPT, which I guess are some of the users, I guess, that have used it. And then 8% are saying they have already sought or received financial advice from AI generated results or generated returns, which again is really, really cool to see. That if you look in total, that's what 27% of people would consider it, or some have already started utilizing it, while a vast majority, it being relatively new, still would not use it at all. So what does it say? Analysts at Finder.com asked ChatGPT to create a theoretical fund of over 30 stocks based on a range of criteria selected from popular funds. So again, they fed it all of this information from a bunch of different funds. It is being compared to the average of the UK's 10 most popular funds, according to Interaction Investor. Now, the interesting thing, Finder commissioned census-wide between 24 to 26 carry out the national represented age. 2,000 people were questioned throughout Great Britain. So again, to really get the input of ChatGPT. Now, what I would like to see, guys, is this more on a global scale, what exactly it is going to look like. Now, also, there was actually a video that came out a little bit earlier that was talking about you can actually invest in ChatGPT created portfolios, which again are kind of crazy, kind of interesting to think that ChatGPT Fund Tracker could actually outperform a human in a majority of instances. Now we know when it comes to me personally, guys, I always follow the ETFs. I always follow the S&P 500. It seems that it is very hard to outperform the S&P 500. But when you look at a couple different places, guys, there are a lot of individuals that are yielding much higher than that 6, 8, 10% return that we see with the S&P 500, and ChatGPT seems to be doing kind of right on par. Now, some of the portfolios that is kind of built similar to what we kind of seen here, picking 38 stocks out of here, again, they have about a 5% difference. So if you think of this long term, I know this has only been running for, I believe, 49 days at this point over on Finder.com. If you run this, I mean, theoretically, if you look at a return that is 5% higher, it's astronomical how far this would get if you get out, let's say, a month, then you get into 6 months, then you get into 12 months, then you get into, a year or 2 or 3. If they can pick funds through a AI generated system that is going to outperform people in general, people in funds in general, it's going to be very interesting what exactly happens with this, how many people jump on the bandwagon for how ChatGPT actually works. And I know there are an incredible amount of investment companies out there that are using AI generation. It seems that they have the ability to predict or supersede or even preemptively look at market adjustments and changes before humans can even see it, which again is kind of crazy. Guys, this is going to, in my opinion, turn investing completely on its head once they really get some footing under this and start seeing the results. It's scary too, because you can see a lot of the majority of funds go away if they are underperforming ChatGPT or even AI investment tools time and time again. People will start having a lot more reliance in them, will be having a lot more confidence in the ability for them to actually manage portfolios. So it's going to be interesting to see. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about ChatGPT funds and also the AI's kind of generation, what they're coming up with and how they're going to invest or affect the investing market. So again, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.